What's up guys, Dave with Miracle Canine Training. We're gonna make a quick video on clipping nails and my process for utilizing the Dremel and getting dogs used to this process. We're gonna be using Sherlock here as our test dummy. We've never done his nails yet. We'll see how he does with it. He's kind of an antsy big boy, so it should be a good one to see here. From there, we'll show you the process of grinding after training for it. We'll be utilizing Diesel and Cassius to be able to show you guys that as well. So we break this down into a couple of different steps. First and foremost is the dog accepting having their paw held. The second process is the dog accepting their paw held with the Dremel on. The third is touching the Dremel to the nail, just like a quick tap. And then the fourth being actually clipping the nails. So when you're doing this, make sure you have a leash on the dog. If the dog starts fighting or trying to get away from you, this is gonna be your savior for being able to stop that stuff. So we're gonna start this. Holding the leash, my first step here is grabbing the paw, holding it steady, and making sure if he puts up any sort of resistance or anything that I'm just holding firm. I typically will do this with two hands to make sure that if they throw any sort of tantrum or fight, that process doesn't work. So I'm gonna hold that paw. Once he's staying stable with it, I'm gonna do the same thing with the Dremel on. There are some dogs that just the noise alone from this will cause them to get antsy and start spazzing a little bit. So take your time with each of these individual steps, wait until he's settled down. From there, you want to move into step number 3, which is touching the Dremel to the nail. Just a quick tap, quick tap. I'll go through most of the individual nails. Quick tap, quick tap. If you get any fight, again, hold that paw stable. Make sure that fighting doesn't work. Once he settles down, you would go back to the step of just tapping. But the important part here is them realizing that those little freakouts don't work. The more we let go or stop when they start doing that, the more they're gonna begin resisting. Once he's smooth with that, we're actually gonna grind. So I'm gonna take the Dremel, I'm gonna go up to the nail once he stops fighting. And then I'm just gonna sit on it for a minute, grind it back as far as I want it, and then move on to the next one. Grind it down as far as I can, move on to the next one. With dogs that have a lot of hair on their paws like him, notice how I'm kind of pulling this hair back to expose the nail, to make sure I don't get much hair caught in the Dremel and start pulling. Same deal on this one, grinding straight on. Then moving on to the next paw, again, same process, hold that paw steady, make sure there's no fight. If he fights, hold steady. If you need to set the Dremel down and get a good grip, you can. And then just wait until he chills. From there, tap, tap. Wait till he stops fighting. Tap, 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 tap. Then we'll grind. So holding it. Moving on to the next one. Wait till the fight's gone. Hold nice and stable. Don't let them win. There's your nail. And grind. Very good. And that's the process about how we go about getting these dogs accustomed to their nails. Just a simple one. He's not terrible with this, obviously, but he's definitely a little bit pushy, a little bit resistant. The biggest thing is with each individual step, don't move on to the next one until the one before is good, just like with anything. And for some dogs that are really bad with this, the first step may take a little bit longer, right? Just getting the dog used to restraining and holding that paw with 2 hands and not letting that fighting working, maybe you know, a 2-day process or a 3-day process or so on and so on, right? Then tapping the nail, right, with the Dremel. That may be, you know, a process in itself if the dog is very jumpy every time they hit it, right? But you want to just take your time with these steps and work them through that process and just make sure that they're getting used to it incrementally. We have another video from a while back of a dog that's a little bit worse with having their nails done that you guys can find if you search on our YouTube channel, but we'll try to make a couple more videos of this as we get dogs in that are a little bit worse with their nails and show you guys the process, but this is an introduction to it. Like I said, take your time with each step before moving on to the next. Make sure that the step before is nice and good, and then be aware that when you go to turn on that Dremel for the first time, the dog may really spaz out. Use your leash, hold the dog still, keep holding that paw, don't let the fighting work, and as long as you let them kind of exhaust themselves of that tantrum, they'll bounce back fine and they'll let you do this. So until next time, this has been a tutorial video on nails.